Countryfile host Helen Skelton was spotted out with no wedding ring and a top proclaiming One Love on Tuesday, just hours after announcing the collapse of her marriage to rugby star Richie Myler. Dressed casually in jeans and a nautical striped t-shirt emblazoned with the positive message, she was carrying her 4-month-old daughter, Elsie Kate, in a baby carrier, and was on the phone with her other hand. The Countryfile presenter, 38, appeared to be in a cheerful mood as she paused to hold a brief discussion during the appearance in Leeds, and even broke into a smile while holding her daughter's carrier over an arm. Helen announced her separation from sportsman Richie, 31, in a statement on Monday, confirming he had left the family home they shared with sons Ernie, 6, Louis, 5, and 4-month-old daughter Elsie Kate. Breaking the news of her separation on Instagram, she wrote, "Very sad to say that Richie and I are no longer a couple. He has left the family home. We will be doing our best to county parent our small children." Richie plays as a scrum half and fullback for Leeds Rhinos, as well as for England on an international level. The former couple exchanged vows in December 2013 after meeting 2 years earlier when Richie was just 21. They went on to welcome 3 children and relocated to West Yorkshire after he signed for the Rhinos in 2018. Helen jetted to Lanzarote's Dorada Beach alone with her 3 children during last week's Easter break, just days before announcing the split. The TV presenter had only given birth to their 3rd child in December last year and showed off her incredible post-baby body in a black 2-piece, while noting that it's not a holiday for her since she has 3 little ones to look after. Meanwhile, the rugby player shared a photo of himself during a training session in Leeds, with the caption, "Light at the end of the tunnel." Helen's announcement came just hours after she shared a post about the stresses of motherhood, alluding to her personal issues. It read, "A mama is always full of emotions, full of love, full of anxiety and worries, full of exhaustion and lack of energy, full of mum guilt and doubt, full of pride in her kids, full of pure joy. She feels it all, that's the beauty of her, she carries it all too, and yet she gets up every day and does it all over again." The last photo she shared of her husband was in February, with the couple looking cozy in a sweet selfie ahead of Valentine's Day. Captioning the image, Helen said, "That time I bumped into you in the kitchen for 10 minutes. Family of 5 the juggle is real weekends these are the days these are the days grateful Valentine's my love." It appears the split was sudden as just last week Helen added a string of heart emojis to her husband's Instagram post, which showed their sons exploring a cave during a family day out in Yorkshire. Just last week Helen was pictured beaming as she showed off her incredible post-baby body in a bikini while on holiday. The former Blue Peter presenter looked sensational in the black 2-piece as she clutched an inflatable shark and posed in front of a swimming pool. Captioning the stunning snap, she wrote, "In reality in a pool, on telly in a lambing shed." At On the Far MC5 8 p.m. this eve. Helen poked fun at the realities of married life in December, sharing screenshots of the couple's WhatsApp message on her Instagram story. After Richie wrote instructions for the kids including bags by the door, coats in the car, gloves and socks on radiator, nativity costumes in bag, Helen commented, "I mean, love you. Have a good day and all that." On New Year's Eve, the broadcaster revealed she and the Leeds Rhinos fullback had welcomed a daughter named Elsie to their family. Sharing a photo of England National Rugby League team player Richie leaving hospital with the newborn, Helen credited NHS staff for their incredible support and legendary care. In her announcement, Helen revealed that Richie became confused over the term doula, a form of hired support in and after birthing. She wrote, "Can always count on Dickie. Of all the things HES said, there's been a lot. Don't worry, I will be your Lido." While en route to hospital might be my fave, the man meant doula, from the mouths of men. Pic from earlier this week, just haven't posted partly because my mam likes the family WhatsApps to be ahead of Insta. Mainly because I am still failing to find appropriate words of thanks for our at NHS England at NHS Million. Legends, the blooming lot of them. The Countryfile host later revealed her baby's middle name is a tribute to a cousin who died in her 20s. She told Hello that Richie was buzzing about having a girl, while she admitted, "I am totally embracing the pink." With a rugby player and 2 feral boys, my world is testosterone-filled enough. Richie is preparing to make his return to the rugby pitch after an injury put him out of action for 10 weeks. The England international tore his abductor muscle in the opening minutes of his club Leeds Rhinos' first game of the season against Warrington Wolves in February. Before relocating to Leeds in 2018, the family lived in France for 2 years while Richie played for the Catalans Dragons. Moving to France was not on the cards when I married Richie, the star told the Mail on Sunday in 2018. But then it's hard to know what is on the cards when your husband plays rugby and you are a television presenter, so you have to be open to everything and just take what life throws at you. The couple and eldest son Eric, then just 2 months old, moved to Canet-Plage, near Perpignan. The TV star admitted it was a tough adjustment as a new mum, leaving behind 2 sets of grandparents, her friends and her career for life in the French countryside. Life was very different, she admitted. "It just had Ernie, so I was ready to stay at home and spend time with him, but it really was a bit of a culture shock. The south of France sounds so cool and glamorous, but we were in a pretty remote seaside town near the Spanish border. There was no Wi-Fi, no busy high street, barely any cafes and no friends around. The French partners of Richie's teammates were lovely, but I was in a completely different situation to them. I was a working mum with a young baby." She described the loneliness as crushing during the relocation, telling the Daily Mail's You magazine in 2018, "I didn't speak the language and I felt so isolated that I used to go into the local tourist office just to talk to someone who could speak English. The loneliness was crushing even though the French wives and girlfriends would invite me on their nights out, which was kind." Continuing, "I would try to keep up by laughing and nodding, then somebody would ask if I understood and I would say no. They thought I was bonkers." Helen did throw herself into her new life though, making friends with her neighbors and even relying on them, and the local fire brigade, when she gave birth to second son Louis on her kitchen floor. Richie was back in England playing a match when Helen realized she was in labor. He called the wives of 2 teammates to come and help along with 2 French firemen. Helen later called the experience painful, mortifying, and absolutely amazing. Helen and Richie met in 2011 when the rugby star was just 21. They tied knot 2 years later in the former Blue Peter star's childhood village, near Penrith. In a 2018 interview with the Northern Echo, she replied when asked what is the secret to a happy marriage, "We only married in 2013, so ask me the secret in 10 years' time." Marriages and relationships are not all plain sailing, but we approach it like teamwork. Rich is the best dad, H is the sugar police when it comes to their diet and insists on routine, whereas sometimes I'm anything for a quiet life, so we're a good balance.